VTV News. National Assembly discussed socio-economic development. And promising outlook for Vietnam's exports to U.S. as year ends. Later in our world news, OPEC Plus extends oil production cuts.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It's currently 3 p.m. local time and you're watching VTV News. I'm Thuy Linh, bringing you the latest updates. Now on Monday morning, the National Assembly held a plenary session to reevaluate the results of the Socio-Economic Development Plan for 2024 and discuss the proposed plan for 2025.
Despite the complex global situation in 2024, deputies noted that Vietnam's socio-economic landscape has achieved significant progress. They attribute this success to the party's leadership, the National Assembly's decisions, and the government and Prime Minister's dynamic management.
Implementing the late President Ho Chi Minh's ethical model, we have focused on strengthening the border area and fighting to dismantle transnational crime networks, maintaining stability in the region.
Deputies also propose measures to promote growth in the coming months.
Domestic consumption has rebounded strongly, growing by 8.8% in the first 9 months, but it's still below pre-COVID levels. We need policies to support consumption, like tax reductions, and encourage people to prioritize Vietnamese products.
In addition to addressing challenges and bottlenecks, National Assembly deputies are placing a strong emphasis on combating waste and ensuring resources are available for development.
General Secretary To Lâm article on combating waste accurately describes the current situation, identifies the causes, and suggests several solutions. However, some officials still take the issue too lightly. They've treated waste as just a minor problem to address rather than recognizing it as a serious threat to society.
As the General Secretary mentioned, innovation is key to development. We need to focus on legislative activities that establish a clear framework. It's essential to ensure objectivity in documents and avoid group interest. We should continue reviewing and accurately identifying bottlenecks. We need to understand our responsibilities without overstepping or neglecting them, as outlined in the constitutions. The U.S. is Vietnam's largest export market with promising year-end prospects for textiles, footwear, furniture, machinery, electronics, and seafood. According to the Vietnam Trade Office in the U.S., while countries like Bangladesh, India, and other ASEAN nations are experiencing low or negative growth in exports to the U.S., Vietnam's textile and footwear exports are showing robust growth, with some items even achieving double-digit increases. Some textile and footwear exporters have secured fourth-quarter orders that exceed their production capacity by 10 to 15%. Vietnam currently ranks second among countries exporting textiles and footwear to the U.S. The agricultural production sector in the Mekong Delta is experiencing a surge thanks to timely access to capital and improved procurement processes. Investment in technology and product diversification are creating numerous opportunities for this agricultural hub to thrive as the year draws to a close.
The company has mobilized over 800 workers to enhance its processing capabilities. It is also diversifying both its product range and export markets.
Our company actively participates in international trade fairs and exhibitions while developing a wide array of value-added products from trout fish. Currently, our value-added trout fish products are being exported to markets such as France, Singapore, and Middle East countries.
Meanwhile, this enterprise has invested hundreds of millions of USD in a new processing line aimed at increasing output and improving the quality of its year-end exports.
The current market demands high-quality products with extended shelf lives, produced through a closed manufacturing system.
To support businesses in procurement, processing, and export growth, the government has instructed financial institutions to inject substantial capital into agricultural processing facilities.
We anticipate providing approximately $37 million this year, targeting a growth rate of about 10 to 12%.
Given the competitive production drive among agricultural enterprises in the Mekong Delta and a dynamic year-end market, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development forecasts that exports from this sector are likely to reach $62 billion this year.
Now, import and export activities are bustling at Lạng Sơn province border gates. Statistics show that the daily volume of goods is high and steadily rising, with an average of over 1,300 vehicles, or about 25,000 to 30,000 tons of goods passing through each day. Border gate authorities are implementing measures to streamline custom clearance processes, addressing the increasing trade demands expected through year-end.
Every 2 days, Thuy goes to the Hue Nghị border gate to complete customs procedures for imported electronic components coming into Vietnam, though her company has to send employees to various border gates to ensure the timely delivery of goods to customers.
On average, we have about 30 to 40 vehicles passing through the border gate area every day. We mainly distribute goods to corporations such as Foxconn and ZDA.
The number of containers exporting agricultural products and electronic goods has also risen significantly since October. This company has been clearing nearly 50 trucks of goods daily through the Hue Nghị border gate for export to China.
Currently, my company mainly exports jackfruit, durian, and fresh coconut. To get a truck through, especially agricultural products, it takes about 3 to 4 minutes in the green channel and about 5 to 7 minutes in the yellow channel.
According to the Lạng Sơn Province Border Gate Management Center, in the first 10 months of this year, the border gates here cleared 1,300 to 1,500 vehicles daily.
We regularly communicate with the relevant Chinese authorities to agree on measures to promote import and export activities at both border gates. We have also reached an agreement with the Chinese side to extend customs clearance hours by an additional 2 hours per day at the Hue Nghị International Border Gate.
Authorities have announced plans to urgently develop a smart border system. This initiative aligns with the Prime Minister's approved project to enhance future trade between Vietnam and China.
In the 6 years since the launch of the One Commune, One Product or OCOP program, Vietnam has developed more than 14,200 products rated 3 stars or higher. These items, which showcase unique regional characteristics, have successfully entered both national and international markets, including exports to China, South Korea, Europe, Japan, and the United States. This achievement is driven by OCOP's producers' increased investment in quality and design, particularly evident in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province, a leader in OCOP product development.
Since Hoa applied the OCOP standards and achieved a 3-star rating for his product, orders have surged. After signing multiple contracts, he invested in 10 additional mushroom farms, increasing production from 1 ton to 4 tons per month, as well as to improve the quality of his OCOP product.
Since receiving OCOP product certification, I've received a lot of orders for my product, but my current capacity just isn't enough to meet the demand.
This resort's official recognition as a 3-star OCOP product has created an opportunity for the locality to promote its tourist destinations and attract more visitors.
For OCOP, we're working to link our products together to raise awareness. We're also connecting with Western Australia tourism.
Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu has significant potential for developing OCOP products, with nearly 60 certified this year alone. Many enterprises are adopting OCOP standards, producing goods that meet international requirements and obtaining US and European certifications to attract export partners.
We highlight the unique characteristics of our province to other provinces. This helps local businesses boost their income and create jobs in the community. So, through trade promotion, we're helping people improve their livelihoods.
Aside from diversifying designs and packaging while enhancing product quality, businesses are now focusing on brand building. They're also leveraging information technology to solidify their standing with both domestic and international consumers.
Many businesses in Ho Chi Minh City have proactively prepared their Lunar New Year production plans, expecting a 10 to 20% increase in output. While early preparations are underway, companies are carefully assessing market demand and hoping for a boost from year-end promotions. Some businesses began securing raw materials as early as mid-June. Pork, an important item for year-end celebrations, has been adequately supplied. However, cautious demand assessments have led to only a slight increase in preparations compared to previous years. Ho Chi Minh City is leading efforts to stabilize the market for the year-end period and the upcoming Lunar New Year. The Vietnam Railway Authority has submitted a proposal to the Ministry of Transport for appraisal and approval of the Lào Cai Hà Nội Hải Phòng Quảng Ninh Railway Line Plan. The entire route will stretch over 447 kilometers, passing through 10 provinces and cities, namely Lào Cai, Yên Bái, Phú Thọ, Vĩnh Phúc, Hà Nội, Bắc Ninh, Hưng Yên, Hải Dương, Hải Phòng, and Quảng Ninh. The railway will begin at the connection point with the Chinese Railway in Lào Cai Province and end at Cái Lân Station in Hạ Long City, Quảng Ninh Province. The investment required for this railway line is estimated at nearly $7.7 billion. And up next is the foreign exchange rate update today, November the 4th. Coming up next on VTV News. Uncles holds border guards combat drug crime. And unlocking the coastal route's potential for sports tourism. Welcome back to VTV News. Due to adverse weather patterns, heavy rain has been affecting central provinces since Sunday evening. Combined with the regulation of water from hydropower and irrigation reservoirs, river levels have risen significantly, leading to widespread flooding. The downpour isn't limited to provinces from Hà Tĩnh to Da Nang, but also extends southward to Quảng Nam and Phú Yên. Specifically, areas from Hà Tĩnh to Da Nang has recorded rainfall exceeding 100 to 250 millimeters, with some areas surpassing 350 millimeters. In response, affected localities in central Vietnam are taking proactive measures, which include preparing evacuation plan, mobilizing personnel, and gathering essential supplies for residents in high-risk areas. They are also ensuring traffic safety in areas prone to isolation and maintaining traffic flow on key routes. The people of the central region recently experienced severe flooding in late October and are now preparing for potential future floods. Both residents and local authorities in Quảng Bình have learned valuable lessons to better respond to upcoming flood events.
This is what remains after severe floods hit residents of low-lying areas in Quảng Bình province. Damaged property and many household appliances submerged in water.
Learning from this flood experience, when we hear flood and storm forecasts, will prioritize family evacuation. We'll first move heavy belongings and seek help from others to relocate to higher ground.
In addition to property damage, the floods also caused extensive damage to agriculture, transportation, and irrigation systems. 7 people died, the highest death toll in recent flood seasons.
We must be more resolute in our evacuation efforts. We need to regularly inform residents to take a more proactive role in flood and storm preparedness.
Given the current complex natural disaster situation, authorities must develop appropriate solutions. However, people's proactiveness is crucial in minimizing human casualties and property damage during upcoming floods.
Drug crime, particularly large transnational trafficking networks, have grown increasingly complex across borders. Criminals now employ sophisticated methods to evade law enforcement. Despite facing life-threatening dangers, border guards remain steadfast in their mission to protect security and maintain social order in these regions.
The LS 320 case stands out as a significant operation conducted by Lạng border guards at the Ba Sơn border guard station in Cao Lộc district. This operation led to the seizure of hundreds of kilograms of synthetic drugs and the arrest of several suspects involved in complex trafficking networks.
We apprehended 5 suspects who had hired local relatives to monitor our movements. We had to be extremely patient and persistent to successfully capture this group and seize 273 kilograms of crystal meth. As we expanded the investigation, we arrested additional suspects, dismantling their trafficking routes to other areas.
Since border guards came to our village to spread awareness of border security and social issues, the community's understanding has significantly improved. Some individuals previously involved in crime have made positive changes and are no longer offending.
At Ba Sơn border guard station, officers regularly hold special meetings and promote learning and adherence to the ideals of President Ho Chi Minh, fostering the spirit of the Ho Chi Minh Armed Forces.
Implementing the late President Ho Chi Minh's ethical model, we have focused on strengthening the border area and fighting to dismantle transnational crime networks, maintaining stability in the region.
For 65 years, guided by the late President Ho Chi Minh's philosophies and examples, border guard soldiers nationwide have strived to overcome challenges. They have stood firm in border areas, resilient in their commitment. These soldiers consistently fulfill their assigned duties, assuring security and contributing to the nation's defense.
The 18th Vietnamese Eloquent Contest for students learning Vietnamese across Japan, organized by Canada University of International Studies, has helped students improve their Vietnamese skills and deepen their understanding of the country. The contest focused on 2 topics, reflecting on former South African President Nelson Mandela's quote, "If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart," and sharing thoughts on writer Haruki Murakami's statements. Learning a new language is like becoming a new person. According to teachers at Canada University of International Studies, contestants have steadily improved over the 18 years of the contest has been held in Japan. Vietnam boasts significant potential for sports tourism, with its diverse landscapes ranging from mountains and plains to stunning beaches, which are suitable for adventurous sports, water sports, and eco-tourism. Recently, coastal provinces like Bình Thuận have been tapping into this potential to develop various forms of tourism, particularly sports tourism.
The Hoa Thắng Hoa Phú route in Bắc Bình district stretches 23 kilometers through coastal sand hills. In recent years, this route, along with the scenic Bao Chang, has become a favorite among sports enthusiasts. Its challenging course, featuring hills, slopes, hot weather, and coastal winds, poses significant challenges for cyclists. while offering thrilling experiences.
Not many people like riding on steep hills, but this route is very beautiful. It combines long stretches with curves and inclines, making it quite enjoyable.
The Huatang-Huafu coastal route is gaining recognition among travelers and sports lovers nationwide. Its straight, open road, free from obstructions, offer excellent visibility. This route has played a crucial role in promoting the region's stunning natural landscapes and refreshing climate.
I really love the landscape at Bao Chang and have visited many times.
Recently, Binh Thuận has organized numerous large-scale sports events, attracting a significant number of visitors from near and far for leisure and sports activities.
In the first 9 months of 2024, Binh Thuận welcomed nearly 7.4 million visitors. Binh Thuận unique advantage lies in its ability to combine sports and tourism along its beautiful routes, drawing visitors for sightseeing, competitions, and memorable experiences.
With a history spanning over 160 years, Khánh Hội Port is one of the most valuable areas along the Saigon River in Ho Chi Minh City. Plans are underway to transform it into a landmark that combines scenic beauty, cultural richness, and modern development. The renovation project for Khánh Hội Port envisions a multifunctional area. Plans include a docking site for yachts, logistic services, and tourism facilities. The project also aims to create public recreational spaces featuring unique cultural parks. Experts also emphasize that if Khánh Hội Port becomes a tourism spot, the entire District 4 area will evolve into a new tourism hub, relieving some of the pressure on District 1. Coming up next in our world news, OPEC Plus extends oil production cuts. And Israel carries out ground raid into Syria. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and its partners, OPEC Plus, has decided to extend voluntary crude oil production cuts of 2.2 million barrels per day for another month until the end of December. Initially, OPEC Plus planned to gradually increase production starting in October, but this was delayed by 2 months due to concerns about declining demand in China and the U.S. OPEC's monthly oil market report this month has lowered the demand growth for forecasts for 2024 to 1.9 million barrels per day, while the 2025 demand forecast has also decreased by 102,000 barrels per day to 1.6 million barrels per day. Following OPEC Plus' decision, oil prices rose by more than $1 during trading in Asia, with Brent crude increasing by $1.14 per barrel and West Texas Intermediate rising by $1.14 per barrel. Authorities in the Valencia region of Spain has issued a red alert for a new wave of heavy rain impacting the southern coastal area, which has already suffered severe flooding from last week's storm. The Spanish Meteorological Agency has warned residents to stay indoors and seek higher ground as the risk of dangerous heavy rainfall remains high. The upcoming rains could reach up to 90 millimeters in just 1 hour. The Spanish government is focusing resources on recovering from the historic flooding that resulted in hundreds of fatalities. The King, Queen, and Prime Minister of Spain have visited the affected areas to oversee relief efforts. Valencia was hit the hardest by recent floods, with thousands of homes submerged, infrastructure damaged, and local residents facing ongoing challenges such as shortages of clean water, electricity, and food. The Israeli military has announced it's conducted a ground raid in Syria, capturing a Syrian citizen linked to attacks near the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. This marks the first time Israel has publicly confirmed military operation on Syrian territory during the current conflict. The captured individual Ali Soleiman al-Sasi from al-Saida in southern Syria is accused of participating in attacks targeting areas near the Golan Heights. The Israeli military stated that the arrest was part of a special operation in recent months, but did not provide specific timing. Over the years, Israel has carried out numerous airstrikes against targets believed to be linked to Iran in Syria, with increased activities since the conflict between Israel and Hamas in Gaza escalated last October. Mixing traditions with modern variations, Guatemala's annual Day of the Dead celebration on November the 1st features colorful handmade kites that flutter over the open-sod fields and cemeteries. These delicate works of art, some of which reach up to 20 meters across, are constructed out of bamboo, tissue paper, glue, and string, and feature elaborate designs that differ from year to year. Let's take a closer look at these colorful displays.
With giant kites soaring the skies, the community of Santiago Zacatepeques in Guatemala commemorated its traditional Day of the Dead celebration on Friday, November the 1st. Handmade out of paper with striking designs, the gigantic kites took months to complete. It has been a long process for 4 months. There were times we stayed up all night. There were times we went hungry. My peers now feel happy because the goal we set months ago has been achieved. To believers, the worlds between the living and the dead mesh together during this special time, and people acknowledge that as they tie handwritten messages for their loved ones to tales of kites. These messages convey to the dead in heaven that their family and friends on earth miss them, and they are also intended to help spirits on their journey down from heaven to earth.
And also just the pride in the culture of the people. Seems like this tradition has been going for a long time.
125 years.
And it's great to see it still so alive. From the young ones, like little Eric over there, to the grandmas and the grandpas.
The tradition of flying kites outside cemeteries in Guatemala dates back over a century. Participants believe the kites are led by winds and guided by spirits until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, when they come down and families meet at home to wait for the arrival of the spirits.
And up next is the weather forecast. And that's the end of VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can download VTVgo from App Store or Google Play, or visit our YouTube channel, VTV4Go. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.